Seth, and I have the story of the first mother. I'd like to just I think I story there's a disclaimer. If anybody's very fundamentally religious and going to be upset about me talking about the Bible, I want to get it out of the way right now. Please don't, because this was only channeled. I'm rewriting the Bible here. It's tough, I got to do Genesis in 46 seconds, so stick with me here. It was really, 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 really dark in the beginning. I mean, extremely dark. I mean, it's so dark that, people are peeing in places they shouldn't be peeing in. So, finally Creator decided it's time to birth creation. And so she, Goddess, opened her legs and birthed the universe. I mean, it was pretty intense, okay? They say it was a big bang because you could see the huge light coming out. But it was more of a big push, really. So all the creation came out of Goddess. And then Goddess thought, man, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of creation. And Jesus inside was like, I'm not coming out till people are cool. So anyhow, then, of course, Goddess wanted to check out her creation. She's flying through the universe and looking at so everything's really cool. And she sees this one spiral galaxy. She starts getting twisted and she sees this little blue marble. And she's like, whoa, I want to go check out that blue marble down there. She comes down and she looks, and it's this beautiful planet. And she's like, oh, it's amazing. And she just looked around. It's like kind of boring. So she thought, you know what? Let's make some creatures. So she opened her legs again, and whoosh, all the creatures of Earth came. And she's looking around and she's like, man, that is another shitload of creation. I don't want to stick around and name everything, but everything deserves a name. So Goddess reached into the earth, pulled out a handful, and created Lilith, the very first divine human being on the planet Earth. And she said, Lilith, listen, I'm a little busy checking out, doing some more creating here and there. Can you name everything for me? And Lilith's like, sure, Goddess. I mean, you're a goddess. What else am I going to do, right? Whatever you say. So Lilith is going around naming everything. And Goddess is like, I'll be back in about 2 weeks. And Lilith's like, okay. And of course, in Lilith's time, that was like a millennia. So it was pretty tough on Lilith. So Lilith's naming everything, and she gets done with everything on the land. She's naming everything in the sky, and then all of a sudden, Goddess comes. And Lilith is like, how you doing, Goddess? She's like, I'm doing great. Are you happy? She's like, well, kind of. She's like, what's wrong? I mean, you're the first divine human being on this planet Earth. She goes, you got to be happy. She goes, well, I'm getting ready to start swimming and naming all the fish, but, I don't understand. You gave me these two beautiful legs, these two arms, these two eyes, these two ears. I'm all paired up here. What's with the third breast? And Goddess is like, what, you don't like it? And she's like, no, it's getting in the way of the other one. I try to swim down and the buoyancy, it just keeps pulling back up. It's too much. So Goddess says, no problem. She reaches down and grabs the center boob and pulls it off and throws it in a bush. That's where the bush part comes in, by the way. It wasn't burning. It was just the bush where the boob went. So Goddess is, all right. And Lilith is like, yeah, this is great. I can move. Nobody's fighting for space on my chest anymore. I love it. I'll jump in. I'll name all the fish. So Goddess is like, that's great. I'll be back in another 2 weeks. And Lilith's like, yeah, fucking millennium. You mean? Yeah, it'll be a while. So Goddess leaves, and Lilith is naming everything. And Goddess comes back, and Lilith's sitting by this tree. She looks all upset again. And Goddess is like, Lilith, what is wrong now? She goes, well, I named all the fish. That's all done. Everything's been named. Everything's all done. She goes, I just get a little bored, You only come every, freaking millennia, and there's nobody to talk to. These fish, I can't get anybody to talk to me. She's like, well, that's no problem. Lilith, she goes, I could create you another one of you. And Lilith is like, really? She's like, yeah. She goes, as a matter of fact, I can create a stick model for you. And she said, what's a stick model? She goes, well, with the stick model, you can make more of you. So you have more people to talk to. She's like, well, bring on the stick. So then Goddess reaches into the bush and pulls out the boob and creates Adam. Okay? And now I could prove this scientifically, not just with my new Babel that I'm writing. It's called the E-Babel, or the whole E-Babel. Women, what are you? Genetically, you're the XX, right? And how is a man born? When a mutation occurs, and one of the X's becomes a Y. So women, goddesses, you are the default human being, the first divine human being on the planet. We men are mutants. We're boobs. Now, I want every woman that's here, okay, there's only 3, but I want all 3 of you to understand that when men look at your breasts, they're not looking at the left one and they're not looking at the right one. They're looking at the center where they came from because they want to go home. And that's why they do they're trying to get home. They're trying to get back home. So we can give guys a break, okay? Okay, ladies, just give them a break. They're just trying to find home. Guys, if you feel yourself accidentally doing that and you want to feel guilty about it, just remember you're just trying to get back home. You know the deal. Now, everything was cool until it was time to like make the little ones. And Lilith was like, you know, lay down on the ground and I'll write myself down on your stick and we'll make some kids. And he's like, no, I want to be on top. And Lilith's like, wait a sec. You're my boob. I tell you what to do, you do it. And he's like, nah, man, I want to be on top. He had like, you know, boob envy. So finally, Lilith had enough because he just wouldn't do it. And he's like, I want to be on top. I want to be on top all the time. I want to be on top. Yeah, you know, the first, why can't I be on top? He's kind of like Buzz Aldrin to Neil Armstrong, you know. He's really upset about being second. So she called Goddess, and Goddess came, and she's trying to reason with Adam. She's, listen, Adam, dude, you're the boob. Just do what she says. Everything will be fine. He's like, no, I'm going to be on top. I mean, she went on and on with him, trying to use reason, logic, Goddess's own words, and boomed like thunder at him, and he just wouldn't give it up. So finally, Goddess created God. She said, now you deal with this guy. So now God's created. So God's trying to talk him into it. You know, what about 70-30? What about 50-50? What about 60-40? You know, you on top, her on top? You know, no, I want to be on top. I want to be on top. So finally God had enough and said, I don't know what to do, Lilith. He goes, Adam just will not listen to anybody. And she's like, yeah, well, we're going to get rid of him, right? Well, we can't really uncreate him. That wouldn't be cool. He goes, I tell you what, I'll make you goddess, just like Goddess. I'll make you pure goddess. She goes, no, wait a sec. You're taking away my divine humanity. I'm divine human and goddess. Why would I want to give up half of what I am? And, well, God wasn't really listening either. He was kind of like Adam. He said, boom, and he just gave her goddess powers. She became goddess. So she lost her divine human form and she became a goddess. And she got pissed. So she went off into that little part of the garden where God was getting ready to tell them not to go. And God said, okay, Adam, come here. It's just your fault. You know, have you ever been hit in the ribs? Imagine having a rib ripped out of you. It's fucking, ah! He goes, okay, there's Eve. She'll do what you say. So everything's okay till Eve. Well, God, you know, said, you know, don't go in that, go part of the garden. Don't eat off that tree because that's the tree of knowledge. And you don't need that shit. That's just going to cause problems for the two of you. Just, Eve, you do what Adam tells you. Everything's going to be fine. You guys have a lot of kids. And the planet will be fine. So Eve one day was feeling a little tired of listening to Mr. Stick Guy all the time, telling her what to do. Lay down, here's this way, lay down that way. And she's finally had enough. She's like, you know, he keeps sticking that thing with, I just want to be left alone for a while. So she goes off in the part of the garden where she knows he won't go. And there was a snake coming down this tree. And it wasn't Lucifer. It was Lilith. And Lilith says, hey, Eve, come here. I got to tell you a secret. She says, what? She goes, before I do, eat that fruit right there. Eat that apple. It'll tell you everything. I don't really need to talk that much. So she ate the apple and she realized, hey, wait. I'm from the Adam, from the boob of Lilith, which is goddess. I am goddess. So she takes the apple she's already bit out of. She runs over to Adam. She's like, hey, Adam, how you doing? He's like, okay. She's going, hey, bite this apple. He's like, wait, didn't God say don't? Yeah, but I'm goddess and I'm telling you to do it. So he bit into it. Then they realized, of course, they were naked and things got difficult. And then the gender war really started because now she knew who she was and he knew who he was. And throughout history now, you can look at history, all the goddess temples that were ruined by all these different marauders. They didn't want women to know the truth because if women knew the truth, the patriarchy wouldn't work anymore. It wouldn't work. It would turn back to either a matriarchy or a partnership society if goddess felt willing to let it be that way. But yeah, so I believe that the truth is, I worship you, Goddess. I worship you, and I always worship you. Thank you for everything you do, Daisy.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, that's my story. So you don't know how much acid I ate to come up with that story. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't eat acid.
We do want to know. That sounded totally sober. What are you talking about?
Did it feel right? It just feels right. I mean, Admitting that I was a mutant was probably the hardest part, but
Welcome.
after that.
How's it going?